Good morning, children. Welcome back. In the previous video, we have seen about the various ways of conserving the forest and wildlife. That was first one was biosphere reserve, second was the national park, and third was the wildlife sanctuary. So, by seeing one by one, what is the biosphere reserve now? The biosphere reserves are the large areas of protected lands for the conservation of biodiversity and the traditional life of tribals living there. Okay, so what is the main difference between the biosphere, the national park, and the wildlife sanctuary is that the biosphere includes the human beings living in that forest area. Okay, so these tribal people are not allowed to damage the forest, but also the forest protects them, and they also pay a large contribution in protecting the forest and the animal life over there. Okay, so now they maintain the biodiversity. So the biodiversity means what? It is a variety of plants, animals, and microorganisms found in the area. You can see the example over here. The Panchmari Biosphere Reserve consists of a national park called Satpura and two wildlife sanctuaries called Bori and Panchmari. Okay, so what is a biosphere reserve? It includes national park and wildlife sanctuary into them. Means bio means life, and sphere means what? It includes everything. It includes animals also, birds also, the human beings also. Okay, that is the national park, and the wildlife sanctuary belongs to the biosphere itself. Okay, it is a biggest the conserving faculty. Okay, next, what is included in that is flora and fauna. It is a technical term used in the zoology. So flora are the plants found in the particular area, and fauna are the animals found in the particular area. These are the technical terms. Okay, zoological terms you can say. Okay, the example, flora of Pachmari consists of sal, teak, wild mango, jamun, silver ferns, etc. And the fauna of Pachmari consists of wild dog, cheetal, wolf, leopard, blue bull, barking deer, etc. Okay, you can see the pictures over there. There's a wolf is there, then there's a wild dog over there, then there are the barking deers. Okay, so next we have a concept that is the endemic species. Okay, what is the endemic species? The species of plants or animals found only in a particular area and not found anywhere else. Means what? It belongs to certain particular area. Okay, that is example, sal and wild mango are endemic flora of Pachmari. Bison, Indian giant squirrel, and flying squirrel are endemic fauna of this area. Means you have seen the biosphere, that is a Pachmari biosphere. Okay, in that you can find only in the Panchmari you can see the bison and the giant squirrel. Okay, this is the giant squirrel, this is the bison, and this is the flying squirrel. These plants or these animals can be seen only in that biosphere only. You cannot see in the Jammu Kashmir, or you cannot see in the Konkan areas. Okay, means what? So endemic species, what you can say, some plants or animals which belong to the particular area. Means another example I can give you is the musk ox or the yak. Do we find yak in the Konkan areas? No. So they are endemic only to the colder regions. They are endemic only to the polar regions. Okay, or the Jammu Kashmir area you can find the yak over there. So they are known as endemic species. Now, what is a wildlife sanctuary? So the wildlife sanctuaries are areas where animals are protected from any disturbance to them or their habitat. The killing or capturing of animals in the wildlife sanctuary is strictly prohibited. Means what? Here the animals are not disturbed. Here the animals are they let the animals to live in their own habitat, there is no human disturbance in there. Okay, the animals protect themselves on their own. The humans do not go to feed them. Okay, the humans do not go to feed them, or they give any vaccination or anything, or nothing. Okay, nothing is done in the wildlife sanctuary. They live in their own areas and in their own habitat. Only the humans only regularize that the habitat is protected, and there is no killing or capturing of animals in those areas. If at all, if there is any emergency taking place in that area, the humans are included and they save the animals from the situations. Okay. Next, we have the national park. National parks are the areas reserved for wildlife, where they can freely use the habitats and natural resources. Means what? National park means what? There are it is the reserved forest. Okay, there is no intervention of any of the human beings over there. The the habitat the habitats are naturally available, or sometimes it is the humans arrange the habitat which animals need, and then the animals are let into the habitat, and they can survive there. So the Satpura National Park is the first reserve forest in the India. There is no human activity taking place over there. Okay. Next part we have is the endangered animals. What are the endangered animals? So those animals whose numbers are diminishing and might face extinction. Extinction means what? They might extinguish forever. They can go forever, like dinosaurs. Okay, we cannot see the dinosaurs now, so they are extinct. So there are some animals like dinosaurs which are on the urge of extinction. Okay, we in the future we may might cannot see those animals like tiger, the elephants, that is the polar bears and the whales. Maybe we cannot see these animals, so they are listed in the endangered animals. So example is the tiger is one of many animals which are slowly diminishing. To protect the tigers in our country, the government launched the Project Tiger to ensure survival of tiger protection. As it is a national animal, the government has put up, they have launched a Project Tiger. Dinosaurs have already become extinct, and to keep a record of all these endangered animals, there is a red data books which keeps the record of all endangered plants and animals. So here's the Project Tiger, that is, it was launched on 1st April 1973 by the government of India, and it aims at ensuring a viable population of Bengal tiger in their natural habitats, and also to protect them from extinction, and preserving areas of biological importance as a natural heritage forever represented as close as possible the diversity of ecosystem across the tiger's distribution in the country. In short, you can remember that you have to protect the tiger also, you have to protect its habitat also, and it is also mandatory to protect the ecosystem in which the tiger is living. Okay, the project task force visualized these tiger reserves are breeding nuclei from which surplus animals would migrate to adjacent forests. It means that they keep an eye on the tigers which are living in the particular area, which mate with each other, and their offsprings may migrate from one forest to the another forest. Okay, so this is about the Project Tiger, and which I had spoken about you the red book in the previous slide. That is, the book provides a central information source in the organizing studies and monitoring programs on rare and endangered species and their habitat. Rare means sometimes you can see those. It is regularly consulted when developing and implementing special measures for the protection and rehabilitation of such species. Rehabilitation means again you have to see what measures you can follow and what measures you can do to protect those animals. That is the rehabilitation. You have to take those animals from one place to the better place than the previous place. Okay, so in the next video we are going to see about what is the ecosystem and what are the components included on in those ecosystem. Okay, thank you children.